भद्राणि पश्य कश्चित् दुख भाग भवे. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you so much. So today, as the topic goes, the 3 R's, and waste management is become like a topic which people like to just discuss. But here I would like to even say that more than the discussion, we should see how we can actually change the way we look at waste. As you all know, it is why should we even waste? I mean, in the olden days, if you remember, I think when we were young children, when we used to go to school, it was, I mean, because I come from a defense background, so it was a very disciplined house and a very disciplined school that I went to. And you could not waste. You could not waste. I mean, it was simple. उतना ही खाना आप लोगे प्लेट में जितना आप खा सकते हो. And try wasting it. It was something unthinkable. But today, if you waste, it is a sign of prosperity. The person comes from a very good family, he's wasting food. Doesn't matter, waste kar do beta, jaake dustbin mein phenk do. So it's not only about food, it is about everything. You know, if we can reduce our waste, we can actually reduce our reuse and we can reduce our recycle. So it all boils down to waste. So the 3 triangle that we talk about, the 3 R's, and that is the reduce, the reuse, or the recycle. And I would like to add the 4th one, and that is recover. Because it's very important when you are taking something from the environment, it is important that we have to give it back to the environment also. I will tell you a very small story because the children can relate to the story. Ma'am, I'm sure there are a lot of children on this online. Yeah? Are there a lot of children on the online? I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so great. So when I say that you have to take if you take something from the environment, you should give it back also to the environment. And a small story goes for you children especially. There was a forest fire, a very, very large forest fire. And there was a small, very small hummingbird, which would go to the close river, nearby river, take a drop of water, come and drop it onto the forest fire. And this continued for some days, some weeks, and the bird was very, very tired. The rest of the people, the animal kingdom and the bird kingdom would make fun of the bird and say that, why are you doing this? I mean, is it going to make a difference? And the hummingbird said, I am doing my bit. So if we all can become that hummingbird, it will be very nice because it will make a difference to the society. And as you all know that next month on the 22nd of April is our World Earth Day. Don't you think we should be giving some kind of a birthday gift to our Mother Earth? Mother Earth, who we take so much for granted, so much for granted. We need to give something back to our Mother Earth. And I think as the school principal said that the school is into a kind of a project where you are changing the waste to wealth. But at the same time, how much can everybody make a difference? That is very important. Excuse me, ma'am, can you give me a full screen? Because looking at an empty screen is a little unnerving. Can you give me the screen, please?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, just because I'm talking to a blank blackboard, so that is a little unnerving.
Okay, okay. You want to see the students? Yes, ma'am.
Either students or me, something, but not a blank, blank board. Yeah.
Ma'am, you are visible. Ma'am, you are visible to us.
Okay. if that is, then it's perfect, because I can see nobody.
Okay, okay. But you are very much visible. We can see you.
Okay, sure. So
We can see you.
as you know that this year again, I think we need to give ourselves a pat on our back. Really, the Delhiites need to give ourselves a pat on our back, because this is the 4th year in a row we did not let anybody take our title away, and the title of the most polluted city of the world, not of India. And this is the 4th year in a row. So I think 3 cheers to us, because we people are probably doing something so commendable that we are not letting anyone else, any other city, take that title from us. And I think it's shame. It's a shameful thing. I feel embarrassed when people from other cities ask me, Radhika, what happened? You people can't breathe. You people live in a gas chamber. And you know, when November comes and the air quality changes from very poor to critical, we still do nothing. But we need to do something 365 days. We can't say, it's like we eat every day, we brush every day, we have a bath every day. It's the same thing. We need to work on our environment every single day. Because if one more thing I have to say is, especially with the COVID, with the pandemic, what all happened? In a way, it was good that the Amazon was bringing everything to our doorsteps. It was good because we didn't have to go to the markets. And at the same time, people started indulging a lot on Zomato or on takeaway food. That little plastic card, which I don't own a plastic card. I don't have a credit card. That credit card, people, it's very easy to swipe and get whatever you want to. On your phone, you have apps, and you can keep going and keep getting anything on an app. So the consumerism has increased a lot. There was a time when US used to be known for their consumerism. I think we are not far behind. We are not as rich as America, but at the same time, we are not far behind. हम किसी से पीछे नहीं रहते हैं. Hamara consumerism is as much or maybe more than America. And imagine the amount of packaging material, the amount of waste that we people are generating, because somewhere we have understood how to ape the West, but we haven't understood how to take care of our waste. That is something we need to really understand, because if we reduce our consumerism, we will reduce our carbon footprint, we will reduce our level of greenhouse gas emission, we will reduce our pollution. You know, it is very nice or very easy to say, ki, it's not my fault. Somebody else is doing it. It's very easy. Even in house, people say that. Even in school, people, ma'am, maine nahi kiya, usne kiya hai. But sometime, why don't you take the responsibility on yourself and say, yes, I will try and make some difference. So as Kamal ma'am had told me that, ma'am, before you start talking about the 3 R's, you must talk a bit about plantology. But I think today, 1 o'clock, I have to say bye, and I have another session to take at 1:15. So ma'am has talked a bit about plantology. I can just say that plantology started from the urge to do something for the environment. And when I started plantology in 2005, I must have visited more than 500 Delhi schools where I taught environment awareness at the grassroots level. And I realized that how much the children enjoy this subject and how much there is to know about this subject. And in 2015, I launched Mission Fal 1. Fal 1, as you all know, it's a Hindi word which I have put two together. Fal means fruit and one means forest. So fruit, forest, and for all the species on this planet, not only for you and me, it is for the insects, for the birds, for the animals, and of course for the humans. So like ma'am had said, which is right, till yesterday, I have planted over 6 lakh fruit trees pan-India. So now I feel good if a child has come from any part of India. Yes, Mission Fal 1, Plantology's Mission Fal 1 has got its footprint there. So this is about my work, and what I keep doing is I keep conducting workshops and I keep taking seminars just to do an awareness, environment awareness at different levels. Now, as I told you about how do we reduce our pollution, we need to even recover, like the 4th R, which I said, is recover back. Whatever we are using, or let's say we are spoiling the environment, how do we recover back? I mean, look at our landfills. They are humongous landfills. I mean, in Delhi, Delhi is a landlocked city. We don't have mountains. But no, we have mountains. We have mountains better than the Everest. They are all over Delhi, all the outside skirts of Delhi. We have these mountains. And can you imagine the amount of prime location those mountains have taken away? If we didn't have those mountains, imagine the amount of more space we had in Delhi. And I think we can all work at even a small level to a large level, like from a micro level to a macro level. We can work. You can make your homes zero waste. You can make your school zero waste. You can make your offices zero waste. And if we all try, not कि हमारी principal madam कर रही है या एक teacher कर रही है, तो that's enough. No, we all have to join. And let me tell you, I feel very sad for the young generation. At least we saw a very good India, in the sense we saw beautiful Delhi. Beautiful Delhi. I'm born in Delhi. So I have seen a part of Delhi, which I think now is only in imagination. How about try to work together so that we all can make that difference? So let's talk about waste to wealth. First of all, try to reduce your waste. You have to think like that. Every time you're using something, see to it, how can you reduce that? And if you can't reduce it, then please reuse it. And if you can't reuse it, please recycle it. And in recycle, you can talk about upcycling also. You know, some of the products can be upcycled also. And let's give it back to our mother nature. So let's recover. With all this garbage that we collect, we can actually generate electricity. Do you know, in Madhya Pradesh, the city called Indore, if we have been rated 4th time the most polluted city in the world, Indore. Indore for the 4th year has been rated as the cleanest city of India. So what I'm trying to say is we can do it, because Indore is not out of India. It is in India. So if they can do it, why can't we do it? And let's make this like a revolution, you know, instead of just talking. And today, what I'm going to do with you children and with the teachers, not really do a textbook study, because I think that's done a lot in schools also. So let me do something which I do it myself. And you know, if you do it yourself, that conviction shows in your work. That is very important. Nothing which I am going to show today is either downloaded from the internet or from any social media platform. If I'm showing something or if I'm talking about something, it is my stuff. So let's get started. How do we reduce our waste and how can we make our homes zero waste? So let me start with something which is very simple. We all go to the tailors, we get our clothes stitched. We always have some pieces left. And what I do is, if I have a piece of cloth left, I generally don't use a leather bag. As an environmentalist, I try not to use a leather bag. So I get these pouches made from a local tailor, and these are the pouches which I use whenever I go out. So you can reduce you don't have to throw these rags, as you say, because it's a very small little material that you use, and you can actually recycle them at home. You can even make small pouches to keep any small stuff that you want. For the glasses, if you wear glasses, or if you have your dark glasses, you can get pouches made in which you can put your glasses in this, and you don't have to carry anything else. These are light and you can use them. These are all made at home. Since COVID has taught us that we need to be wearing masks all the time, you can actually get cloth mask made yourself. You don't have to buy the expensive ones from the market. You can do that. You always try and use a cloth napkin, not a paper napkin, because a paper napkin, you are again diving into the resources of the environment. You all know why, because the paper comes from the trees. And if you have used tissues or paper napkin, I will tell later on in the class how you can use it and bring it back into the environment. So you can use paper napkins, the cloth napkins. Then when you are going out for shopping, everybody knows you need to take a cloth bag. But let me tell you, very few people do that. They'll say, "Hum bhul gaye." And I learned a very harsh lesson. Many years back, I was in Himachal Pradesh in a place called Dharamshala. I have a house there. I went to the market and I bought 1 kg of ladyfinger, pindi. They don't give you a plastic bag because Himachal is non-plastic bag city. So I got the bindi, ladyfingers, and he wrapped it in a newspaper and gave it to me, 1 kg, and I held it like this, and I was crossing the road. It started pouring. Immediately the rains came and I was drenched in the rain, and the entire 1 kg of ladyfinger was on the road. I learned a very harsh lesson. And after that day, I've always carried a cloth bag when I visit the market. So these are something to do with the cloth that you have at home. One thing I would like to say, plastic is not bad. People always say plastic is bad. No, plastic is not bad. How do you manage the plastic? That is important. If you think that the plastic which has come in the house now will sit and you can make a lot of things out of that plastic. If there are bottles, how you can make a vertical garden. There are so many ways in which you can reuse and recycle plastic. If you can do that, then I don't think plastic is bad. But if you are just throwing plastic away every time you go to the market and bring it back, I think there is a problem. Another thing, we all get calendars by the start of the year. So the last year calendar, somebody had visited a national park, and that person is very much interested in elephants. So he gave me a calendar because they know that I am very close to nature. They gave me a calendar. And this year, look what I have done with the calendar. Can you all see? I made a hanging painting out of the pictures which this friend of mine had clicked from the national park. So this is how I have reused the calendar. I did not throw the calendar. Nowadays, everything you get is on e-card, which is very good. I think we need to shift from paper to e-card. And like Kamal ma'am had said, why don't you come to Pritampura ma'am and give us a offline class? First of all, I live in Surajkund. Pritampura is very far. Secondly, how I can in one day do 2 to 3 workshops is possible if I'm not traveling. I'm not wasting the fuel also. I'm not wasting so much time in travel. And at the same time, I can utilize that time much better and conduct 2-3 workshops in one day. So some way you have to see your time management also. You're not wasting that petrol. You're not wasting that precious time of the morning. So nowadays, people are getting e-cards in the wedding, but there was a time when you were getting cards physically. So what I have done with those physical cards, whenever I get a card, there's a place in the house where I put those cards away. And if you can see, I cut them into strips and make them into bookmarks. You can see the back of the card. You can make out it's a wedding card. And here I have pasted, I have dried leaves and flowers from my own garden, and I have made them into bookmarks. Whenever I gift someone a book, along with the book goes this bookmark, and they remember that where this bookmark has come from. So you can do this. You can make your little envelopes out of the paper that you get, whether it is an invitation card or anything. And here you can actually do a little art, that is your dried leaves and petals from the garden. I can show you some more. And this is how I give people any gift or any letter that I have to write. It always goes in this kind of a signature envelope of mine, where I have used my own resources from my garden. So this is how it is. And these days, the flowers are absolutely so much that you can dry them, you can press them, you can preserve them, and then use it. There was a time, I think our children would not know, but there was a time we used to use CDs. Everybody must be aware of CDs. And this is how I have put a CD in a small little bag. And then in a toilet or in your cupboard, you can hang this, and you can actually put any air freshener inside this. It looks very nice and pretty, and at the same time, you have used and reused and recycled the CDs which you have in the house. Nowadays, neem leaves are falling a lot. And imagine how God makes this transition of the nature so beautifully. The woolens are getting packed. The neem leaves are falling on the ground. We need the neem leaves to preserve our woolens for the next season. Why should you buy any naphthalene balls or any chemical from the market? Any socks in the house which is one piece left, one pair, may say one has gone. This is where you can hear it. I have put my dry neem leaves and just made a little pouch, and this will be thrown in either a bag or in a cupboard where the woolens are going to stay for the rest of the months before winter comes again. So this is how you can make your little pouches and put it anywhere, where even in a shoe rack. If you keep this in a shoe rack, you will not get that musty smell that you get. You can keep it in a masala wala cupboard, so that the freshness remain. Because as you know, neem is an air purifier, and the medicinal value of neem is so good that it keeps the bacteria and the fungal at bay. So you can do that. Very, very simple things, that when you get a glass bottle with, let's say, a jam or a honey, nowadays the thing has become just chuck it in the bin. Don't chuck it in the bin. Use it. You can reuse this. Like I said, plastic is not bad. If you are reusing the plastic bottles which you get, and then you know how you can reduce the waste in your homes also, or in your offices, or in your schools. It all depends upon how you think. Because people might think that you're a little bit of a kook, but it's okay. It's okay if you're a kook. Now, this is a cream box, plastic cream box, and I have put something in this, and it's there with me. Doesn't matter. It's my house. How I keep my house, it's my way. Now, disposables. Something which really pains me, and I want to speak to the young generation, because twice a year, and now again, I think it's either the second or the third, the first Naratas will start. We do everything to please the Devi, but in the bargain, we spoil the mother nature so much. We don't realize that the earth is also our Devi. And those 7 days ritual where people do bhandara and they throw disposables like it is nobody's business. And if we can actually work on this and say, no, you can only do a bhandara if you are going to use biodegradable stuff. So there's a lot of biodegradable stuff which I will just show. Everybody must be using it, but let me again bring it to your notice. These are very small changes you can make. This is made out of banana fiber. And if it is made out of banana fiber, it will go back into the nature. And I don't even throw it after one use. I wash it, I put it in the sun for a day or two, and I pack it back. Because why do you have to keep throwing things into the nature thinking that the nature will take care of it? No, we need to take care of it. This is made out of the coconut fiber, the small bowls. So you use it, you wash it, and you put it back. Or if you have to throw it, doesn't matter. Nature then will take care of it. You have the bamboo fiber plates. This is how you can make a difference if you want to reduce the waste. You have spoons, again made out of the wood. Some fiber it is. We do use disposable glasses, which is made of this earthen clay. One thing, please understand, when you ever buy these kasoras, do not buy the laminated ones. The laminated ones cannot be thrown back into the nature. But these ones, the raw clay ones, can easily go back and get back into the soil. Or if you don't want to throw them, what you can do is you can make small pots. You can make small pots and put some plant in it, and you can even keep it as make it into your nursery. Sometimes you want to give it to somebody, you can even do that. So this is how you can make a difference in your homes. Somebody gifted me a bottle with a syrup in it. I like the bottle a lot. the shape of the bottle was very nice. So what I did is I painted the bottle. Can you all see the painted bottle? And I put a plant in this. So I have not thrown this bottle. I have reused and recycled this bottle. So whenever I see an interesting bottle, I just paint it and put it away and give it as a gift to somebody. You know, it's very easy to buy stuff from the market, but if you make your own stuff and gift it to people, there is definitely an element of joy. We all use perfume bottles, perfumes, don't we? And when the bottle finishes, this is what I do with my perfume bottles. I just put a plant in it, and it will either rest in my toilet or it will rest probably in some shelf, wherever. But these are beautiful bottles, plus the perfume bottles, which I never throw. Because once you have thrown it, you have added to the landfill. And our main idea should be how we should not add more waste to the landfill. That is very important. Let me show you something more interesting. I just shifted into this home. So when there was a carpenter was working and he was doing woodwork, I saw a lot of pieces of wood which was being thrown away by him. I picked up and I asked him, will you please cut them into these pieces? And let me show the other side. See what I've done with the wooden pieces which were thrown. I have made coasters with my own flowers and with my own leaves from my garden. So let me show you. So whenever somebody comes over, these are the gifts that I give to people. So there are lots of these. You can see them here. So not only have I used the wood, I have even preserved the leaves and the flowers. So somewhere you make a little difference. Then candles. Candles are also decorated with the leaves and the flowers which come from the garden. So these are how you can what should I say, increase your gift items, and these are called value added stuff. How you can add the value from the stuff that you make. Yeah. Now, when Diwali comes, everybody uses diyas or candles, and so much wax is thrown. It melts, and we just remove it and we throw it in the dustbin. Don't we do it? But what I do is I collect all the wax and I make candles. That is why I can very, with a lot of confidence, I can say that my house is a zero waste home. In fact, the garbage collector who comes in our colony, he rang the bell one day and asked my staff, मैडम लोग आ गए हैं? He said, हाँ, 1 साल हो गया है. He said, आप लोगों के घर कचरा नहीं होता? So nothing goes out from my house. Even the hair, the falling hair goes back into the plants. The nails that I cut goes back into the plants, because these are nutrients that you need to give it back to the environment. Another thing, let me tell you, I am a lot into herbs and flowers. So this is a gift item which I make and give it to whoever comes to my house, or if I'm visiting someone. This is my herbal tea which I make, and especially during COVID period, this really came handy because it is full of immunity. So whether it is ashwagandha, whether lemongrass, mint, 4-5 kinds of tulsi, it is desi gulab or marigold, whatever comes out from the garden, you dry them, you don't throw them. And then you make a tea out of it, and you can make this into a very good gift items. Now what happens, even like, it's not a part of this topic, but let me tell you, when I've cut a branch, people ask me, what do you do with the twigs? Okay, leaves you have dried. What do you do with the twigs? I dry the twigs also, and I use it in the kada, because in COVID period, this is what kept us going. It's very important. Now, I have to tell you about the paper and the cardboard, which comes out from the packaging material. So much of newspaper, even we use newspaper at home to read our news, and at the same time, there is so much cardboard which comes out. Now, all this can go back into your waste, which you have made, a compost which you have made at home. And this is what will make sure that your compost actually turns into black gold. So when I will be showing you people the photographs of my compost, that is the time I'll let you know that how the paper and the cardboard goes in it. Another thing, I was at the NSG school, I think just before the COVID started, so 2 years back. They have 1,400 children. And when I was talking on seed balls, a week later, their summer vacation was starting. I told the teachers, the principal, that why don't you reduce one of the homeworks of the children and tell them to make 100 seed balls. So 2 things were happening. The children were eating the fruit, they were preserving the seeds, and with the seed, they were making the seed balls. And one day, we had a cycling expedition at the NSG campus, because it's a 1,618 acres. I will again tell you, it's 1,618 acres. I also went on a cycle in a cloth bag. I had these seed balls. So if 1,400 children each made 100 balls, you people are very good in maths. Please tell me how many seed balls were made. 1,40,000. So 1,40,000 seed balls were rolled onto the ground. So what happened? Let me say only 50% or 60% germinated. Can you imagine how green have we made our Mother Earth? And this is the 4th one which I was talking about, is recover. You recover back. You fertile your land back. You give it back to your environment. So let me show you some of the seed balls. Not a single seed is thrown from my house. So these are the seed balls. If you can see them, they are mitti ke laddu. But yes, this is how all the seeds are put away. And when the monsoon will come, after the first or the second rain, I will just roll them onto the ground. I will not bury them in the ground. I will roll them on the ground. And then nature takes its own course. And this is how, and you can even make small little seed balls, and you can write the names, and you can actually make a nice gift item. Yes, people do think that, but you can buy everything from the market. Why should I make gift items? Then how are you going to make a difference? By reducing waste. How will you do it? You have to think every time how I can make use of all the waste that I'm creating at home or at school. When I'm saying home, school is also an extension of your home. It's your second home. So this is how you need to do it. Then there are agencies. If you can have 4 or 5 cartons in a school, in one you put your newspapers and your cardboards. In the second one, you put all your metals. And if I'm saying metals, it could be your aluminum foil. It could be the end of the electricity bulb. It could be your medicine strips. All this comes in metals. So you put your metals in another carton. In the third one, you put all your plastics, especially the plastic bags which we like to throw away. And in the fourth one, you put all your glass bottles. And there are agencies. They are doing very good job. They will take away all this of yours and maybe give you some credit. So make this into a habit that every corridor at the end must have these 4 cartons. Even if you're opening a bottle, the cap of the bottle is metal. So you start thinking, initially my staff was very disturbed. What is she up to? So many of my staff ran away कि madam बहुत कुछ अजीब किस्म की चीजें कराती हैं. But now they have got used to, and they sometimes talk among each other and say, ये metal है या ये वो है. And I think by now it's just become their mind has been tuned. It's been conditioned. So this is how I try to put my waste at home. And now if I can request Kamal ma'am to start with the A.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, if you can start with the photograph I sent you yesterday, the A.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. I'm going to share the photographs. Just a moment.
Because I could not go into my house and take you people on a conducted tour. So whatever I could show you while sitting here, I did it. And now it will be a virtual photograph through which I can talk to you about how we can do the 3 R's. Yeah, if you can just expand this. So say I told you that I shifted my home a year and a half back. There was a lot of packing material which was coming to the house, and most of the packing material most of the products come in crates. So what I did is I kept those crates away, and after when the house was coming to some kind of a shape, I created walls using those crate woods. Straight crate was put to make a wall, and I put my creeper on it. Ma'am, you need to maximize it. You need to maximize it.
It's a network issue, maybe.
Okay. So,
ma'am, in the meantime, can you please share us some agency's number where we can submit all these things?
Pardon?
You're segregating. Suppose if you're segregating metal. So
yeah, I will share some numbers with you. That can be done later, ma'am. Right now, I don't have it on my hand now.
Okay, no problem.
But if you can expand this, maximize it, then I'll be able to talk to the students about it.
Ma'am, just a minute. I think there is some network issue. Just a minute. I'm just resharing.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am, we have got.
So this is a wall which has been created by using the throw away crates. The other side I will show you in the next photograph, and I put a creeper on it. So the creeper gives a very beautiful look to this wooden crate which has been made into a wall. Ma'am, can you show in the same category the second one? आप प्लीज फोन को हटा के रख देंगे जरा, पुरुषोत्तम फोन को हटा दीजिए, अलग रख दीजिए. थैंक यू. I only have 5 more minutes to finish this class. Yeah, no, this is my own gate. The gate which I made from the crates, and I have made it into a vertical garden. I put plants in it, and it really gives a very unique look to the gate. People always tell me, oh, you have a gate made out of garden. I said, yeah, it's a vertical. If you can show me the third one picture in this, then you can understand the gate even better. Yeah, now you can see I made a small gate in between the gate from where we normally come and go. And if more people have to come or there's a big party, then I open the double gate. Let's go to B, ma'am. I think the B would be the UPVC. Okay, so after the construction, lot of you could say these plumbing pipes were left, and I said don't touch them. I will use them once the house is ready. And if you can show, ma'am, all the 4 pictures, you can understand I made a vertical garden in my garden by using these pipes. Just made holes in them, and instead of throwing them away, I have used them in my own house. So it is reused and recycled and upcycled. You can use all the 3 phrase for this kind of a work that I've done. So these are the UPVC pipes which has been reused in the garden. I've got another one which I didn't share, which has got strawberries oozing out from the pillar. So that really looks very nice. Let's go to the third C, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Again, I ordered something. I think a huge big wooden frame came. So the terrace garden upstairs is a vegetable garden. All kinds of vegetables grow on my terrace. So the frame, I did not throw the wooden frame, and I grow my vegetables in that. And at the same time, all the plastic drums and the plastic buckets which were used for construction have been reused, recycled, and made into a vegetable patch on the terrace. If you could again maximize it. Yeah, this is the third one. Show the others also. And you can see the crates have also been used to elevate, because you need the air passage to go from down for the air circulation for the vegetables to grow well. The drums have been cut in a vertical manner so that from one drum I could get 2 drums. All the vegetables come from my terrace garden. Show the third one also, ma'am. Maybe the first one, if I may say so. Isse pehle wala. Yeah. Now you can see this. These are the drums which were used, and then I didn't let the drums be wasted. This is how all the vegetables come from the terrace. And there's one more photograph, ma'am, of the wooden frame. Big one. Maybe you can show it to the school later then, if you are not able to open that one. Then let's go to the D. So in shifting, some of my very beautiful you could say dishes and my very nice vase broke. I just put it away. After the construction was finished, I one day sat and I fixed it with some kind of a Fevi bond or something like that. And I've actually made them into planters. So I did not throw them away. How from a broken thing also you can make something look very beautiful. So this is how I did not throw. And in my house, everybody thinks I'm a kabadi wala and they make a lot of fun of me. But somewhere I feel very happy that, okay, fine. If I'm a kabadi wala, I'm at least using the stuff and not adding to the landfill. Let's go to the E, ma'am, which is the most important one. All the kitchen waste, all the garden waste, not even a drop goes out from my house. Whether it is paper, whether it is cardboard, whether it is any kitchen waste, whether it is any garden waste. I have made rings of wires like this. Show the other photograph also, ma'am. And all the waste converts into wealth, into black gold in my house itself. So it's like a full cycle. You consume something, you generate waste. The waste goes into the compost and it comes back into the environment. So your plants do well because you need to keep changing your soil. And from here you get such good fertile soil back for your garden. So after this, F. So whatever fruit we eat, in a iron or in a kanse ka bartan, I think you can make the children understand it. These are metalled vessels in which I soak my fruit peels for 3 to 4 days and then spray this in the garden, because all the minerals and the nutrients from the skin peel comes back into the garden, and then whatever is left goes back into the compost. Because for pollination, the bees feel very happy if these kind of fruit sprays are done on the plants. And if your garden is doing well, you just need a certificate of 3 Bs. That is bees, butterflies, and birds. If these 3 things are coming in your garden, that means you don't need a certificate from anyone. Your garden is doing very well. So this is how you reuse all the waste that you have created. After that, do we have any other, ma'am? Okay, then maybe after A, G would be what, ma'am? Okay. Now, sometimes what happens in a garden, a lot of things starts getting dried. Instead of throwing those dry things in the compost, you can actually decorate your own house with that, or your school corners, or your classrooms. So ma'am, if you could show the dry arrangement, which has all come from the house garden. So this is the sarson, it is the lagerstomia. My house in the hills has got these pine cones. How you can use these things and bring a beauty into your own homes or your space, and not again throw these things into the environment. So these are very, very small things which you tune yourself like that. Then in my house, all the water, except for the flush water, all the water, used water, goes into a tank. From that tank, it is then watered into the garden. So the water is not wasted. your bathing water, your kitchen water, you're washing your hands, you're brushing your teeth, all this water goes into one tank, and from that tank it comes back into the garden. So somewhere you feel very satisfied that you have made a little difference, maybe like the hummingbird story, a drop in the ocean, but yes, you have contributed that drop in the ocean. Thank you so much. I hope I was able to convey my point to the school.
Thank you so much. It was such an enlightening session, ma'am. On behalf of MM Public School, we are really grateful to you for all the advice you have given to us. And children are the future generations as well as the change makers. And these small steps, which are really bring a great change in the environment, will be helpful to us students.
Yeah, that is why I did not want to do a textbook kind of lecture. I wanted it to be a practical lecture, a hands-on lecture where children do understand, or the teachers do understand, that these things are possible. Yeah.
Hats off to you, ma'am. Hats off to you for taking such a big step, and in such a unique way you have showcased everything, which is really enriching. And I think all students will try to say and learn a lesson from you, that as you have followed, we should also follow.
Thank you so much.
A big thank you, ma'am. A great thank you. And we would love to have you more of your sessions with you, so that you may give us more tips and more valuable suggestions.
Definitely. Thank you so much. I'm in a bit of a rush now. My next class starts in 5 minutes. So I need to take a 5-minute break. Thank you so much, everyone. And we will remain connected. Bye then. Bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.